Today on My Mom's Kitchen, I'm going to be making gnocchi with a Georgia candy roaster leftovers in lieu of like pumpkin or potato. So I'm quite excited to try this out. I've only made gnocchi once when I was in Italy, so this is going to be an experiment. Wish me luck. So we've been trying to come up with different ways that we can use squashes over the next couple of months. And gnocchi is quite easy. It's generally about 3 ingredients, your flour, egg, and salt. And in this case, we're just going to be adding the Georgia candy roaster. To start, I am going to puree the last of this roasted Georgia candy roaster. Right now I have about 2 cups of it. So I think I'm going to be making about a double batch of the gnocchi. So now I have the 2 cups of pureed Georgia candy roaster squash. And so I'm going to start with putting flour onto my bench. I've gotten a little extra here, so this is a 1/2 cup, 1 whole cup, 1 1/2, and 2. And I have a little bit of extra just in case I need it, in case we find that it's a little too juicy. I do know that they recommend when you're using pumpkin to make pasta that you need to reduce the amount of moisture in it. This lovely Georgia candy roaster, there's no moisture whatsoever, no extra liquid or anything like that. I feel confident that I'm going to be able to make this into a nice pasta. I've got my flour on my bench. I'm going to add the 2 cups of puree as well. Get all of that out. And then I'm going to crack 2 eggs as well into the center. These are from our chickens. Wash your hands. And then finally, I'm gonna add about a 1/2 teaspoon of some salt. You'll see why I'm not adding a ton of salt in a little bit here. And so typically you'll use a fork if it's just the eggs with the flour. I have a bench scraper that I'm going to use to slowly incorporate the flour into this. And what I'm looking for in a consistency is that it's tacky, not sticky. And we don't want to overwork the dough because that will make it tough. And we want pillowy, soft gnocchi. So I'm just going to do a couple of scrapes here. Just get something that's forming together a little bit. I'm just going to go in with my clean hands now and start to see if I can pull this together. Love the color whenever you're making pasta and you get truly yellow yolks from your chickens and the pasta is a bright orange or a yellow. Absolutely love that. So I have it quite sticky at the moment, so I do think that I'm going to add just a little bit more of the flour. I'm going to go wash my hands. And I'm going to stop it so that way it's easier for you to edit, Mom. I'm back with some clean hands. Put a little flour on the bench and a little here. Again, we're looking for tacky, not sticky. And right now we are at the sticky stage. So I do need a little bit more flour, but I'm really watching it. Teensy bit more on the side of my bench just in case, so I can keep moving it. I'm just doing a light knead. Oh yeah, much better. So we are tacky, but not really sticky, although my hand says otherwise. We're going to move on to shaping the gnocchi. So I'm going to divide into 4 quadrants. And I'm just going to work on 1 quadrant at a time. My goal is to make it probably the thickness of my thumb and to make it into a nice long rope. So I would say that's about 3/4 of an inch. because I have nice thumbs. And we want to try to have it as even as possible. And I'm going to keep the bench dusted to help out with the moving of the dough. Pasta, I don't know which. I'm not getting as even or as easy of a rollout as I'd like, but we will do what we can. So I'm just using my thumb to kind of pinch it along and make it as even as possible. And I'm gonna do that 3 more times. But again, I'm okay with going through and squeezing and creating a little bit more of a cohesive shape. They're homemade noodles. So we're gonna do that pinch method where I just pull it along and try to give it a little bit more of a cohesive shape. Well, it's food. Maybe I don't have enough flour. Not too sure. It's bouncing back, which is good. It is slightly sticky tacky, so maybe I just don't have enough flour. I am a little bit concerned to overwork it. I'll just make sure that when it comes to these thicker ones that I go ahead and cut far smaller. I wasn't satisfied with how much flour was in the dough and how tacky, sticky it was, and I rolled it out. It was not working, so I definitely added some more flour to it because I do think that it's supposed to be pliable and whatnot, and that I could roll it out, because before I had to actually pinch it in order to shape it, and I don't think that that's right. So I've added probably about another half a cup of flour, if not a little bit more. So we are currently at 2.5 cups of flour. And I do think that I'm at a stage where I can go ahead and start to roll this out. So I'm just gonna put it into a nice little ball here. You have it in 4 quadrants. I'm just gonna do the first 2 here. Oh yeah, that's much better than before. Okay, we're actually rolling, which is good. So I'm glad I stopped myself from just continuing. It does look like a little more flour is kind of worth it, just lightly on the bench, because there's still some sticky and tacky. And I am trying to get the roughly the same sort of cohesive size. I'm just gonna pull. It's better than what it was. It's still not where I'd like it to be, but I'm learning. All right, so I'm gonna stop about here and just work on what I've got in front of me. Maybe I need to take less. And I'm gonna take the bench scraper and I'm just gonna do nice 1/2 inch sizes of the noodles, the gnocchi. You can either go ahead and leave it as is. You can shape them into little pumpkins and throw a piece of sage on top of them if you'd like. I have a gnocchi board, and one thing I did learn in Italy was how to get these beautiful little shapes using the pasta board. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is going ahead and cooking the gnocchi. I've got a simmering boil going on right now. This pan has some butter and some sage in it, and behind us is our soup, and We're gonna either get these all kind of pan-seared off and into the soup. Hey, very much, very much. I'm just looking for the gnocchi to float, and that'll let me know that it's ready. So we have some floating, as you can see, and I'm gonna fish those out and get cracking. I love this tool that we have. We use it for canning. I'll throw those in. Now coated, keep them separate. And start my next round. So I have my nice pan of gnocchi. And I think we're about ready to serve it up. Well, I'm excited that I got to try making gnocchi. It was interesting to learn how different the texture can change with just adding an extra quarter cup of flour. I do like the result that I'm seeing from going in the water into the pan with the butter. The taste is great, so I'm happy about that. And now my mom will finish editing everything and we will have our usual take care. God bless. I'm putting the gnocchi directly into the pot. And this is our turkey soup from Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the taste tester. Smells good. Soup is great. When I walked in, I could smell that Merissa had cooked the gnocchi in sage and butter, and that just makes me happy. I'm gonna do a taste test of one of these. They're very good. Just tastes like a noodle.
Yeah.
Like
fluffy noodle.
Fluffy noodle, and it doesn't seem like, doesn't taste squashy at all. So that's a really good way to use up some of our squashes. Awesome. Thank you, Merissa.
You're welcome.